Hi guys, today I wanted to talk about MBTI, personality test, and my type, ENTP. So I wrote on a couple of receipts my thoughts and I wanted to share with you guys. So let's begin. So ENTP, in my opinion, is the most playful type of all the types. E starts with the letter E that stands for extroverted. So extroverted people, we like to share with others, especially if those are like-minded people or we share ideas. We love to share our ideas. But the most important thing is ENTPs are driven by desire to play. So that's how you motivate us, you know, that carrot at the end, because we're not goal oriented. We're process oriented. We love to improve, and we love to improve our processes and come up with better ways of doing things. So for example, we're very inventive, into inventions, into new things. So basically we love novelty, everything new, progress, latest and greatest gadgets, ideas, technology. That's why they call us the inventor type. So so let's cover all the letters. So E starts for extroverted, and then N stands for intuition. We have external intuition, and that is the most strongest quality about us. We have a very strong intuition. And then T stands for thinking, or the way we judge things. And ENTPs, we have TI, which is internal thinking. This concept was really hard for me to understand or to even talk about it. And then P stands for perception. We're very perceptive, we're very open-minded. We basically will accept everything, especially if it makes sense, if it's logical, and we're very sciencey and mathy. So if it's very logical to us, then we will accept the fact, and we will need a little bit of time to digest, maybe more time than many other people. Like, other people will first make the judgment, and then, you know, but no, we're very perceptive, so we will receive the information, we want to absorb all the information, and then with time we want to filter it out based on our own internal filters, if that makes sense. Anyway, so so let's talk about each one now. So MBTI stack our cognitive functions. The very first one is an E, which stands for external intuition. So we have, as I mentioned before, insatiable thirst for novelty, and we're called the intuitive seeker because we are the inventor types. And then basically I just like to do things on my own. I like to get a little bit of information. This is how I learn. I get a little bit of information, and then I want to figure out everything on my own. And then so I love to learn, and I hate to learn, because I want just a little bit. I want just the basic tools, and just you know, you explain to me how something works, and then I want to figure it out on my own. So for instance, I will put together furniture, I will paint my own car, I want to I'll dye my own hair, you know. I am a person who I have a ton of hobbies, and I'm a person who wants to do things my own way. So that means, you know, I hate the rules, I hate the structure, because they're just too rigid for me. I feel like, you know, I can invent and make my own rules. Or basically my mind is super restless. I feel like, you know, the mind of ENTP is like a fast moving train. It's really restless, it's moving at a really high speed. So that's why a lot of ENTPs are ADD because we have so many thoughts, and you know, we only have that much time to figure them all out. Anyways, so let's focus in. That's trouble with the focus. That's really common. So the external intuition makes us super open-minded and basically constantly scanning for new ideas, for possibilities. And we do love experimenting. So the ideal profession for ENTP would be a profession, could be in a lab, because we love experiments. We love to have an environment where we are in charge and where we can actually toy with many different ideas and then kind of filter through them and find something that, you know, that is genius in our opinion. Anyways, so there you go. What else can be said about external intuition? Well, so we are in love with generating new ideas and starting new projects, but as far as finishing those projects, that's not always the case. We are horrible procrastinators. Follow-throughs are not our strongest suit, if you know what I mean. So we are the starters. We're self-starters and we're self-motivated, but as far as like finishing projects, that's harder, although it can be done. We're working on it. So what else? I can't even figure out my own writing. So I was talking about external intuition, and then as far as TI, which is our second strongest functional stack, function is internal thinking. For me, it was a hard to understand function. So basically, how we judge is we internalize a lot, and then kind of a passive reception of information. So we need a lot of time to digest information. So what we will do is we will accept something, right, and then we will take our time. So because we are very logic driven, everything for us needs to make sense. So that's why we love science and math, because everything we can calculate pretty much anything. So I have a son who is an INTP, and I was trying to draw a little bit of a difference between us. So we both love philosophy, and we both love you know, like abstract things. But I feel between us, he is more abstract thinker. I'm more of I love to think practically. So practical thinking, knowledge that you can apply in the real world, and is just really applicable to solve something. Like, we're natural problem solvers. I feel like you know, I can't just talk about the universe all the time. I want to see how can the universe help me to achieve something, if you know what I mean. So anyways, so yeah, we are definitely not as abstract of a thinker as introverted people are. But we still are great philosophers. I obviously love psychology and analyzing things and just really sometimes super weird ideas. We do not like conventional. So we will toy with a lot of unconventional ideas and read a lot and research. And I think that's because we are really into progressive thinking. We love progress. We love, something new and, exciting. And we love to be inventive and enterprising. So I think ENTP make the greatest entrepreneurs, because we have a really forward thinking. We think about a far future. We are visionaries. So yeah, we do definitely, as far as internal thinking, need more time to digest our ideas and sort of put things in the boxes. We love putting things in the boxes and looking for patterns and organizing things in a way that, you know, makes sense to us. And definitely we will accept, you know, filter something out, but later. But sometimes we will toy with the idea and experiment and see what makes him tick, you know what I mean? We will poke at you, and we'll conduct tests and experiments on you, and we're just into it, you know what I mean? Because we love to play, and as a playful type, we love to you know, we love games, we love fun. Anyways, so yeah, I think I've covered all about introverted thinking. So I think that pretty much covers it. So let's move on to the tertiary function, which is FE. It's called extroverted feeling. And here's my thoughts about it. So we like to discuss ideas, and we like to just, you know, we hate small talk. So if you're gonna talk to us about your mango tree in the backyard, sorry, but I'm not interested, you know. We hate talking about the weather and you know, things like this, especially like if you have to be in an environment like this, you know, parties after work or going to church and all these boring parties where you go and people just, you know, they loved small talk. I mean, as much as I love parties, I do avoid small talk. I prefer discussing deeper ideas, things that really matter. So if I can't do that, I pretty much will take myself out of that situation. So I really am, you know, I think focus on things that matter, or something meaningful, or something, you know, important. As far as rules, we hate following rules. We're not a rule people. We will make rules, but as far as following them, following other people's rules, we hate that. Okay, and then, you know, since tertiary function is like one of the weakest, it's not our strongest suit. So extroverted feeling, I guess, that also covers being like empathetic with other people. So if somebody, like, I've had people who will, you know, complain to me all the time. I mean, I hate when people complain. I prefer to surround myself with positive people, people that share my life views. So if there's someone who is super into complaining, you know, I can offer them a solution. Say you feel bad, I'll take you out at night and we'll go and party, we'll get massages, and we'll pamper ourselves, go makeup shopping, and I'll make you feel better by doing a solution, doing something to fix your problem. But if you just want me to sit there and listen to your rag and nag and cry and all that, I'm not the person to do that. You can get away with it maybe once, but if you continue to bring me down and drag me down, I will cut you out very easily, very quickly. You will wonder what happened. But yeah, absolutely cut people out of my life, especially those that are super negative and super into, like, you know, complaining all the time. And that's not lack of empathy in my mind. I mean, people say, well, we lack empathy. To me, that's not lacking empathy, because I still care. And as far as, like, I'll give another example. So I had a friend, and he was in trouble, and he, like, gave me a call and, like, oh, can you, like, you know, help me out. And so, of course I can help them out, and I'd be happy to. I love to help people out, but I'm not gonna be happy about it. Like, So I can't have like a great attitude about, I do things out of obligation. My sense of duty is like, I have a really strong sense of duty, and I do things based on logic, and like I will do things just because I have to. I don't have to like something in order to do it. You know what I mean? Does it seem logical to you? So if you want me to be like happy about doing some chore, I won't be. Like, I can't give you great attitude for something, you know, just don't expect it. Anyways, so yeah, I think I've covered it all, you know, pretty much. Oh, and my last but not least, last function is the Introverted Sensing. This is the most inferior function for us ENTPs, and yeah, it is, I don't even know what that is, to be honest. So I'll just explain in my own words. So Introverted Sensing, I guess, gosh, I don't even know how to define it. So Introverted Sensing, drawing a blank. So we're not the most structured people, and maybe not the most in touch with our like senses. We don't do things based on our senses. Like, I don't even always sense when I'm hungry or sleepy. You know what I mean? So also, we have trouble with routines. I do always work on my routines. I have a million of organizing apps on my phone. I have like 7 different. So I always try to work on it. It's like a function that I'm always trying to develop the routines, the schedules, the planning. But it's not like, you know, it's not a natural quality. So I always have to work on it, and I always have to try and keep myself in line. And that's a work in progress, but you know, I'm a work in progress. So, you know, it's, nobody is perfect. Us ENTPs are not perfect. So I'll say amongst our weaknesses is the struggle with structure and planning. And then also, I feel like a lot of people find ENTPs obnoxious. And that's because we have that cocky, you know, I know better than you attitude. And we like to poke fun at people. Sometimes a lot of people perceive that as insensitive. And that's because we do think that we know better, right? We do think that, you know, if you come to us, we will give you the best advice. But you know, other people can find it obnoxious. And as far as like offending a lot of people, because we like to joke around, so I'll joke. I had people that stopped talking to me because of like silly jokes I made. So we're not good with very sensitive people. I feel like if you're very sensitive, you should stay away from ENTP, because we will step on your feelings, and we are not doing it intentionally. We're just doing it out of like fun. We think it's funny. We don't mean anything mean by it, like ENTJs. They are super mean. When they say even jokingly something, they really do mean it. They really do judge you. But as ENTPs, we don't judge you, so don't get offended at our jokes. We're just trying to get a raise out of you, and we're just trying to poke fun at you and see what makes you tick. And it has nothing to do, you know, with us not respecting you as a person. And that said, you know, me as a more mature ENTP, I have become more aware of other people's feelings. So I definitely will now try and think in my mind, well, maybe I shouldn't say that, because in my 20s I used to like never think like if it could hurt your feelings. So definitely be less sensitive. That sensitivity comes later, and then that duty feeling that feeling that you have to do things for other people to maintain peace, to maintain harmony. And harmony is important in my life, so I will do anything to just keep the harmony going and doing what I must, you know, to so duty is something that I take very seriously. I'm also a Capricorn, and so, you know, we are friends with duty. We're super dutiful. We'll go to the army if we have to, you know, and we will do what we must. Anyway, so that I hope covers like my thoughts on my type, and I hope it was fun and interesting to you guys. And if you have any questions, post them down below. And it was nice meeting you all, especially you new ENTPs. Love watching you. I love interacting with you as a regular person also. Even if you're not ENTP, post a like and comment, subscribe. Talk to you later. Love you. Bye.